Hey everybody. All right, so today is Freedom Friday. So on Freedom Friday, we always try to talk about some money saving tips or budget tips or anything dealing with you being financially free, right? And achieving that freedom so that you don't incur debt and things like that. But since today is Black Friday and everybody is out looking for the deals, we're going to talk about how to set a Christmas budget and I'm going to give you like a few tips to help you shop a little bit better. And that way you're at least making it through the sale, through your Christmas shopping, and you're not broke, right? At the end of the month, you're not broke for the whole month of January, because we can totally do this to where that doesn't have to happen. So if you're just tuning in, make sure that you comment below so I can give you a shout out and I know that you're here. And then we're just going to roll right into it. So first things first, I want you to tell me if you are out and you are taking advantage of the super crazy Black Friday sales, right? There's loads of deals. Everything's so tempting. I know you look through the papers, you see it all over the TV, your emails are flying in and you're like, oh Lord, look at these deals. I must take advantage of every single one, right? So put a 1 in the comments if you've gotten got before because you weren't planning to buy the TV, but guess what? Something came across the screen, something came across your email in the paper for Black Friday, and you just thought it was so good that you couldn't pass it up, right? But what happens usually? You didn't budget for it. So as soon as you make that purchase, you didn't budget for it. Hey, Tiffany, you didn't budget for it. You weren't planning to buy it. So then what happens? You done spent $800 on this new flat screen TV. And you haven't bought the gifts for your kids, you haven't done the bills, you haven't done anything, right? So the reverse thing that happens is now you're looking at the bill money and you're like, I may have to let the light bill slide until next month so I could get these gifts. Well, that's not what we want to happen. So definitely make sure you're taking advantage of the deals, but you want to make sure you're taking advantage of the deals that you can actually afford, okay? And just so we're clear, there's always going to be another deal, dude. Like, you don't have to jump on the first one, right? Like me this morning, I was not planning to buy anything. This is the first Black Friday ever that Jalila is not like being a crazy loopy shopper. And I went on my favorite store, one of my favorite stores, Express's website, made a mistake. They were sending me emails. Made the mistake. All I want is one dress. I had like 6 things in the cart. I backed it up. I want one dress, y'all. One dress. And their website keeps crashing. Like, it's literally not working. I just want to pay the credit. I just want to pay the little $40 for my dress before it disappears in my size. But this is what happens with Black Friday madness. All right, so here's the tips. All right, so first things first, I want you to make sure that you're setting an actual budget for your Christmas shopping. Like, put a 2 in the comments below if you've never actually totaled up everything you spent until after you spent it after Christmas and you're looking at the receipts, right? Put a 1 in the comments if you've never actually been like, okay, I'm only gonna spend $500 for Christmas, that's it, right? So if you haven't done that, you need to make sure that you're actually like figuring out what that total dollar amount is going to save you so much trouble. And that total dollar amount needs to be the amount that you can afford, right? So the amount that you can afford means after you've paid all of the necessary bills. So you've paid all the house bills to keep the lights on. You paid the car bills, right, to keep that moving. And you have food in the house. All right, so after that, how much do we have left? What am I dedicating to Christmas? All right, so that's the first thing. Set a budget. I swear to Jesus, this will save your life, okay? Next, I want you to consider creating an actual like spending amount per child. So each child that you have, like if you're, okay, so like if you have a parent, drop a 2. If you're a parent, not if you have a parent. Drop a 2 in the comments if you have multiple children. So like you might have, 1 to 4 children, right? So if you have children, what you want to do is you want to say, okay, well, I only want to spend $200 per child, right? And that way you're staying within your budget, because if your budget is $600 and you're only spending on your children for Christmas this year, and you set the budget at $200 per child, then you're more conscious of what you're spending it on, because because, you know, you're going to have kids where they want, like yesterday we were asking the kids what they wanted for Christmas, and like 2 or 3 of them said an Xbox One. That's not on Jalila's budget. That's a Santa Claus budget, not Jalila's. So, but Xboxes cost a couple $100s. So what you can do is you can say, well, if I get the Xbox, then that means that I still need to stay within budget, and all the kids have to share the Xbox. So the $250 that it costs, I don't know how much Xbox costs. I don't have kids. I don't play games. Jay don't play games. But if I had to buy one, I would say, well, if they really want this Xbox collectively, then we're going to get it collectively. And then to fit my budget of $200 per child, I'm going to split it amongst the 3 kids or whatever, and then whatever's left, they're going to get small gifts to go with it, maybe games or something, I don't know, whatever, stocking stuffers. So that is how you want to do that. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to other parents and they're like, oh, I don't know, I just buy the kids whatever they want. I'm like, you don't make it even. Like, you don't. So if I'm one of your children and I ask for Jordans, an Xbox, and I don't know, a Helly Hansen jacket, because kids ask for expensive stuff, right? But the other kids only ask for a bunch of little stuff that doesn't even cost $100. That doesn't really add up, right? And then you're overspending. So make sure that you're budgeting per child, and that way it's fair. That way all the children know across the board. And then the older children, you just have to have a conversation. My family does it all the time. If you're older, your gifts are fewer because they're more expensive, because that's what you're asking for. So if you're asking for something that costs $300 and she's 2, you know, your sister's 2, then obviously she's going to get a whole tree full of things, right? So yeah, I agree, Roki. It definitely depends on the age and depends on what they're asking for. But if you start budgeting and really being more conscious about it, you won't go broke trying to please the children. You won't go broke trying to pull off Christmas, right? It's not worth it. All right, so next thing. Make a list of every single person that you're planning to buy a gift for. Now, this is something that I do. This is why I have not shopped for anyone yet, because I haven't done it yet. I need to do it after today. So I'm a little late. I usually do it early, but whatever. So what you want to do is you're going to make a list of every single person that you want to buy a gift for. You're just going to write their name out, right? So whether it's a coworker, it could be the mailman, it could be your mama, your children, whatever. Make that list. And then the second part to your list is you're going to go to each person's name and you're going to apply a dollar amount of how much you want to spend on each person to that list, right? Then you're going to total it all up and you're going to make sure that it fits in that budget amount that we talked about earlier. So let me say it again. You're going to make the list, and then you're going to, once you list out every person's name, you're going to go by each person's name and say, okay, I want to spend $20 on John, $30 on this person, $50 on her, $100, and you're going to add it up and see what the total comes to. So the total, the objective here is to make sure that the total matches your budget. The original budgeted number that we talked about earlier, you want to make sure that they're matching, okay? If they don't, you're going to have to make some adjustments. Either you're going to have to up your budget or you're going to have to decrease the numbers or shift some numbers around on the people with your wish list. That's how you manage that, okay? If you do this, I promise you it'll make your life easier, because when you're shopping for gifts, you can easily be like, oh no, that is too expensive. Or you will learn how to shop around, which is my next point. Always shop around, right? Don't settle for the first deal. I know I don't. You know, typically like things like weight loss or like certain things like that whatever the price is what it is. But like other things like electronics, oh, you can always search around for electronics to get the best price. Also, the other thing I would tell you, especially with shopping for kids, and this is something I learned from my sister and my other family members, because I don't have kids and I don't buy expensive gifts. But when you're searching for electronics, kids tend to break things a lot, right? So like they break cell phones, they break tablets, they smash the whatever. So they don't last that long with most children. So when there's an electronic at play, you don't have to buy them a name brand iPhone or Samsung, especially with Droids. You can find a good Droid tablet for half the price of what they're charging for the name brand stuff. And it's just as good, because you want it to be somewhat functional, right? But it does not have to be it doesn't have to be top of the line, because they're children. They're not going to do anything besides play games on them anyway and then smash them up. Roki said, I'm talking about her kids. I might be Roki, because Roki posted last week about 8 electronics that her kids have smashed up. I'm just saying. If you shop smarter, it won't make you cringe so bad when they break the things, okay? Just saying. So So yes, shop around, shop around, shop around, shop around. And always look for the generic. Look for the generic version of things, not just electronic. There's always some type of generic version of something. And 9 times out of 10, people have already done like the research. Like they've already commented and said, you know what, this one was great. It was just equivalent. Or they'll tell you if it's crap and it's cheap. So you can shop around. You can look for the best deal A. Look for the same quality but cheaper and a different brand. So that's that next tip, okay? All right, next. After that, let me see. We talked about that. Oh, I know. Next tip. Don't be afraid to DIY gifts. Okay, so DIY is like my favoriteest thing ever because if you're a little Martha Stewart like me, then you like to make things. So DIY is great because it's coming from the heart, right? If you're making gifts and you need like a second hand or your children are there and they're helping you, it's another opportunity for you to bond with the people that you love, right? But DIY gifts come from the heart. And not only do they come from the heart, they're made with love and care, right? So a lot of those gifts are way more meaningful than anything you could buy off the shelf. And you'd be surprised with how you save money by making things. Something as simple as, like I have a friend, she does crafting, right? She's amazing. But something as simple as a cutting board. But she makes it look beautiful. And it probably costs her much of nothing, okay? But if you go to the store, she can sell it. She can sell it for like $40, but it costs her maybe $5 to make. You know what I mean? Like, these are things that you can do. So Pinterest is my best friend. I stay on there looking for gift ideas. Pictures are always something great that you can put in a frame. You can make love notes, t-shirts, whatever it is. You know, don't be afraid to DIY. There are times, sometimes it's okay. Like if you are struggling and you really don't have a Christmas budget, don't be scared to walk through the door with DIY gifts. I'm gonna tell you, these DIY gifts that I make get way more play. And if all else fails, I'm gonna tell you what you do. You can do like if you do like baked cookies or like the Chex Mix and put it in a cute mason jar, put a ribbon on it. Like those gifts, people fight over those. One time my sister came to Christmas with those and she didn't have enough because everybody wanted a mason jar filled with stuff in it. Like people were mad because they didn't get this mason jar. They didn't even care about the PlayStations and the games and the toy. Like nobody cared about that. All they cared about was DIY stuff. So definitely you can make it work. You just got to get creative, right? Don't get sucked into the whole Christmas holiday spending your money, go broke hoopla. All right. You got to be smart about it because if you make a few changes now, then guess what? You won't be broke for the rest of December. You won't be broke for the month of January and needing to bounce back. I don't need to bounce back. I need to stay where I am and bounce forward for the new year. I'm not trying to start in a deficit, okay? And neither should you, all right? So put a 3 in the comments if you don't want to start in a deficit and you want to bounce forward for 2017, right? We don't want to go broke buying flat screens. The most broke people in the world have flat screens. Rich people don't even have flat screens because they don't care about stuff like that, all right? And it's meaningless, all right? So let's start being smarter with our money. So last tip that I'm going to give you is you can, after this year, you can go ahead and make this a learning experience. So something you can start this month that will help you for next month. For next Christmas and a year from now, right, is you can actually create a savings account that is specifically for your Christmas budget. So, you know, I have an aunt who's really, really great with this, but what she does is every single month she puts $50 to $100. It's automatically withdrawn, just like a bill payment, into that Christmas savings account. So what happens is you start this month in December, or you can start in January, your choice. But if you start this Christmas budget savings account and you have that $50 to $75 automatically withdrawn into the account after a 12-month period, right? Let me do the math for you. If you do $50 every single month, you'll have $600. You see that? $600 saved. Look at that. It's just the power of money. If you do $100 for 12 months, That gives you $1,200. How awesome would it be for you to already know what your Christmas budget is, it not disrupt your bill money, and the money is sitting there waiting for you to use it specifically for Christmas. So you don't have to stress about it. You don't have to worry about where it's coming from. It's already done, right? So my last tip is, like I said before, if you make a few changes now. Hello, Bugsy. Sorry, the dog is like, what's up, girl? What are you doing? But yes, if you make a few changes now and you start preparing and you take 5 minutes to at least write your list out, know how much you're planning to spend, and maybe having, like, you can even go as far as, a lot of times I like to write a general idea of like a few gifts that I'm thinking about getting, so I can, when I go to shop, I can look for them, you know. So if you start writing these things out and really make conscious, you know, better conscious decisions with your money and how you pay your bills and how you're not going to let Christmas disrupt any of that, then I think that you'll have a solid Christmas. You'll be able to budget everything out. You'll be able to get the things that you need. You'll still be able to have a great time with your family and friends, and you'll be able to have a lot of happy smiles on their faces as well. So I know that you guys are out Christmas shopping. You're out doing your Black Friday thing. I haven't decided if I'm going out because Jalila is like not for that crowd life. But if you are still in need of gifts, I will send you my gift guide that I have. I also have stuff that is on super sale. So if you have been watching my own transformation or some of my friends and you want M3, or you want to be able to stock up on your vitamins and finally get them for discount, if you want to go ahead and get some clean, healthy gifts for you and your friends, definitely let me know. Hit me up, comment below, send me a message, and I will hook you up with the super discount codes so that you can get the Black Friday savings as well. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's Freedom Friday. Thanks for tuning in. If you got value from this video, please make sure that you put a 5 in the comments below. Just drop a 5 and give me a little fireworks show. That would be super awesome. If you felt like someone else needs to hear this, feel free to like, share. Sharing is caring. I'll talk to you later. Bye.